I want to share with you some mental models I use for myself to get through some tough times, which in my experience eventually comes for everybody. So we have ups and downs in life, and I'm going to share something that is working for me, and it might work also for you to get through some maybe challenging times. Okay. First thing, I have a Slack channel, which is called highs and lows. In that Slack channel, I put my highs. I write down, it's a private Slack channel. You know what Slack is probably. So I just write inside of there, what are my successes, some great things. For example, how many customers we got that week, or for example, revenues per week, which are like the biggest number we have hit. And then I also write the shitty times where, for example, in 1 week we enroll maybe 2 clients only, which is terrible for my business, which is a consulting business. And I write my lows, right? I write my lows also. And what it does, whenever I go there to write something, I see some other lows and highs, and it gives me perspective, because it gives me perspective that those were also really, really tough times, but they actually passed. So I don't need to think about them so much, or don't need to worry about them. So this is a cool, clever idea. Try it out. It's actually pretty cool. Second mental model I use is whenever it's a bad situation, I look back I try to look back way longer, like maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, and thinking about what were my biggest problems back then and compare them to right now. And the thing is, always by imagining this, I see my past where I felt that is like shit. It's like crazy. For example, I had this situation in I think 2021 where I needed to pay tax and I didn't have money. And the tax was around 36,000 euros tax bill, and I didn't have money, and I was like shit. And actually the government called me and told me, hey, we're gonna freeze your account because you have not paid tax. It was like, I think I was delaying the delay was around 1 month only. So just so you know, and in Latvia, you have to pay tax every month. In Europe, maybe some were similar. I know in America, sometimes you just need to pay it once a year, but for us in Europe, every month you need to pay tax on your VAT plus your taxations about employing people and maybe some other taxes, right? So I was like shocked, and I remember it so vividly because I thought the world's gonna end. Because imagine you have a business, they freeze your account, you basically cannot pay anybody, you cannot make moves, you cannot run, you're basically shut down. But we recovered, and now looking back, it was actually, maybe it didn't need to be so stressful times. So this is a thing that helps me to get through some challenging times when I have them, just looking back and thinking, hey, what were the situations where I felt this is terrible, just comparing them to right now. Number 3, I was last week in Vilnius. So we went to a film and interview somebody from Vilnius who has a 70 million euro company. It's a company called TransferGo. And I got a really great idea, which I wanted to share with you. The idea is, you are not your business. The business can have ups and downs. The business can fail. The business can be tremendously successful. But the idea is, you are not your business, and you should try to separate yourself. Like, I go to business, and legally speaking, I'm also an employee of that business. Okay, I am also the owner, okay, but I'm also like an employee of the business. I basically work in the business, and I'm working on this still, but right now I feel that I am getting better at it, where I can separate those two things, because I, as a human, try to be the best person I can, which is being humble, which is being helpful, which is being respectful, which is being generally a good person to the society or other people. If you know me personally, I hope you can agree with my statement. Those people that do know me would never say I am evil or narcissistic or aggressive or any of these things which I do not associate myself. But about my business, I do have some negative feedback, such as some comments on the internet about me basically trying to teach other people what I think, or just sharing my lessons. And I'm getting called like this info chigan, or this info guru, which I actually don't really like, but that is the reality, and this is the situation. Why don't I like it? Because my company actually offers professional services, and we do have courses as a component of the service. So it makes me feel a little bit not so nice about that. Or the second thing is where the customer bought from us and didn't have a great experience, and it makes me feel bad. It does, and it still makes me feel bad. But I try to look at it from an angle that, hey, as the business will get bigger, more people will work, and it's like not like one person controls everything. Like if you check out some of my mentors, for example, Tony Robbins, they also have multiple bad reviews, right? But it's not about that. It's about the bigger picture. It's about them helping. It's about them doing their best to actually serve people, which is, at the end of the day, selling people. You cannot serve anybody if you haven't sold them. And let's be honest, most of the people who complain are always complaining. Like, for example, when I buy something and it's not exactly as I wanted, it's fine. It's just fine. I understand. Sometimes, like, everybody here is a human, okay? And also software, you might think, oh, if I sell software, it's not these components. No, software is also like, it's like not like a rock, actually. Like in my experience right now, software also has some bugs. Some things can happen. Some things can change. Like some updates happen to some other third-party software you use to provide your own software, and things does change. And the idea which I want to share with you, and I want to remind myself, is to not be the business. And you are not the business. And to not have this stress about if something's going wrong. What I should do, and I do, I look at these things and I try to mitigate them, minimize them, and remove them, such as investing more time in training, such as investing more time in clarity about the procedure of the salespeople and the marketing team, and these kind of things, to just solve it and to make it better. Because of course, who would want a business that has multiple bad reviews and everybody doesn't like what they do? Nobody. It's like an honest thing. Like nobody would say, yeah, I would want that. Nobody would want that. So separate yourself. You are not the business. Number 4, writing down your polar star, like what it is that you actually want and what is the primary objective. And then writing down the things that you are thinking about and you think you need to do, or you think you should do, just writing everything out. For me, removing stress and mental blocks is just having clarity about the situation, like all of the stuff. And I mean all of the stuff. I don't mean just the work stuff, but I mean some stuff which is related to your personal life. Maybe you need to do some documents about the car, which in Latvia is like a pain in the ass. Because there's like an institute where you need to like documents, fill out this, then pay this tax, and there's like multiple taxations on just having a car, which is like, makes me mad, but it's okay. It's okay. We want good roads, so that's okay. Yeah, writing everything down, everything that comes to mind, and just letting you brain dump everything, because many of us keep it in our heads, and that's actually not helping you. Because if you write it down, you can immediately do what? Delegate, cut off, remove, look at it, be like honestly answering yourself, hey, is this actually important right now, or is this bullshit? And many times it is. And you shouldn't be so attached to some tasks you come up with your head and then like doing them, because environment changes, the information you have in your head changes, and maybe the task or the action is no longer actually necessary, or the idea in itself is just like, you can do it, but it's not going to move the needle. Because what helps for me is whenever I have my polar star, which is the main goal which I want to reach, I write all of these things down, and it's easy to see. Hey, you see the big thing and you see these tasks, and you can ask yourself, hey, will this actually help me to move forward? Will this or this? And if it answers no, try to remove it. Yeah, try to just kill it. Try to just not do it. Number 5, it's a little bit tricky if you don't have that, but for me, it is tremendously beneficial if I have an opportunity to have a conversation or meet someone who is some steps ahead, and just me sharing something that's going on in my life. Typically what happens, these people who are ahead, they just share like their own story, which has like typically in my experience 5-10 times more dramatic than mine. So I'm like, okay, shit, my case is probably not so big. For example, I actually went to lunch today with Anton, who has a company called ScandiWeb. They do 27 million per year in a professional service space as an agency. Which is a similar space where I'm in, and we of course do 27 times less right now, but hope to grow very fast and very big. But yeah, when he shares his stories, it like, you know, it gives you perspective on other people's challenges, and it makes it just real that your problems, your challenges, your seasons, your downs are just normal, and some people have it sometimes way bigger challenges than you, and most times it is true that many people have way bigger challenges than you have or you think you have, right? And just lets you see your problems as this big, and lets you see other people's problems like bigger, and they are bigger. For example, recently he wasn't my friend, but he was a husband of a friend who traumatically died, and because of health problems, where there was like huge problems about the body, about the health, and it got me thinking, wow, that is a real problem. You having maybe 1-2 bad reviews or some negative feedback from a customer, that is not a problem in a big sense, like life-ending sense, and it just gives you better perspective on life, on these things, which helps me. And just for you, try to find somebody who's ahead, and you could just have a conversation with them, just sharing that. Not maybe ahead, but just maybe in the same level, doing similar things to you. Just, you know, talking with them maybe once a month. That's it. Don't need to do it like a lady every day. No need for that. I'm just saying, like, take it easy. Okay, that's the 5th mental model. I'm losing my voice. It's interesting. Number 6. It's okay if it's tough. Just be positive and move forward, and realize that the environment is created by you. Like, I have some salespeople who are more often negative, and I have some salespeople who are never negative. And you know what? Both of them have good results. But you know what? This person who's negative, he maybe 30% of the time feels shitty. This person feels always nice. Why should you choose to feel shitty? No obvious reason. Should you try to be better? Of course, agree with that. But should you try to make your life more hard than it needs to be? No. So have a positive outlook on life. For example, if something happens not as you wanted it, it is just a result. Next time, let's do something different and let's have different result. If you make a mistake, brother, it's fine. It's amazing. Everybody makes mistakes. Let's learn from these mistakes. Let's diagnose the mistake. Let's adjust our course of action, and let's do differently. That's it. Come to work positively. Share. Be a leader. Yeah, you uplift other people. Your life will be better. Other people's life will be better, and you will go through the tough times much faster. So those were 6 mental models. I hope you got some value from them. Let me know in the comments. Stay sharp and see you in the next video.